All right, so here's another pre-calculus problem of the day. So this one we're looking at compositions of functions, combining functions, in this case compositions, but earlier in the section you'll see adding functions and subtracting and multiplying all that. So composition of functions is where you're using one function as an input into another function. And so um, in this case, we're just looking at we're getting the input from one function and we're going to put it into a second function. So this first one we have f of g of 2. So always start, I mean, you kind of think of it as moving right to left to work on these. So find 2. We're going to input that into g and we're going to get an answer and input that into f. So uh, first we need to find g of 2. So G of 2, we can see the blue one here is G, and here is 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G of 2 is 5. So that means that we need to figure out what f of 5 is. So this G of 2 is going to become 5. And so now we need to find f of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now go up to f. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So f of 5 would be 4. And so that is our answer. And it's really that simple. Um, so let's look at f of g of 0. Now, these two are equivalent notations. So if it helps, you can rewrite this as f of g of 0. So these two notations are the same. You'll probably see both. So you need to be comfortable with both. Again, kind of work right to left. So we need to find g of 0 first. So g of 0, here's x is 0. Let's go up to the g. So g of 0 would be 3. And so f of g of 0, again, we need to replace that with 3. So now we need to find f of 3. So f of 3 is just going to be 0. So in this case, the input of this composition function is the same as the output. Happens sometimes. Probably talk about that more in the next section when we talk about inverse functions. All right, now this one, f of 0, or f of 4, f of 4. So now we really don't need the g function at all. So f of 4 is, so first we need f of 4. F of 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. So f of 4 is going to be 2. So now we need to replace that and turn it into f of 2. So now what is f of 2? F of 2, 1, f of 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. So f of 2 is negative 2. So f of 4 leads to f of 2, which leads to negative 2. That's really all there is to it. So, like most things in this class, the more you practice these, the easier they get. This might seem a little bit abstract, but with most abstract things, the more you practice, the better you get. Hopefully, this video will help some. Um, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. If you have any other problems you want me to work on in the future, you can leave those in the comments as well, or send me an email if you like.